This is the CHRILLCAST.
Oh, CHRILLCAST. Okay.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Will. Welcome.
Gotta do it for the fans, Will.
Mm-hmm.
The fans that don't know they're fans yet.
Exactly.
What was the first topic you wanted to cover? Oh, we should cover what we're currently playing. It's been 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You want to go first?
Sure. I am playing more dedicatedly, if that's even a word, Persona 4 Golden again.
Okay.
Because I want to get that platinum. I'm also playing my Fire Emblem Fate Special Edition that I picked up recently. And Persona 5 still in the background. How about you?
Right now, probably the most consistently of the games I'm playing is Halo 5, because I'm trying to get that rank 152 to get my special prize.
There you go.
Halo Infinite.
Special, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Special prize.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be like a weapon skin.
Well, I mean, look at what they did with Halo Reach and the Recon armor and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Halo Reach, right? That was when they did that. It was Recon.
I mean, they gave it to everybody. I have it.
Oh, for Halo Reach?
Yeah, Halo 3 was the one that was hard to get.
It was Halo 3 Recon armor. That's right. I was so close. I had like one achievement left to do.
Okay.
It was the firefight one. Did you get that?
I never did it because I always thought like Master Chief's helmet was the coolest. So I never really felt the need to work for it. Besides
I just wanted the prestige.
Yeah, no,
that's what I wanted.
I wasn't at that level of gaming yet.
I wasn't either, but I wanted the prestige anyway. So let's talk about favorite gaming moments. That was the topic you wanted to cover.
Okay.
I can tell you what one of mine was. Like,
go ahead.
As far as playing with friends, one of my favorite things of all time that I did in gaming was the VidMaster Challenge, where it was the four ghosts on Legendary with the Iron Skull on.
I did the exact same thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was good.
We had to do it like 3 separate times. I mean, it wasn't just like once. It wasn't just twice, because somebody would always inevitably it would be too late at night, or they'd be too tired, or God forbid we had jobs. And somebody would inevitably quit like right before the end. It was just too hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just remember the first time we did it. One of the guys, I'm going to call you out, Billy. We were getting to the end, and he's like, "Guys, I have to go to bed." And we could see the Pelican in sight, or whatever it was, the ship, right? I don't remember which ship it was. But it reminded me of the Pillar of Autumn. It was one of those big ships that flies off. It's within sight. Guys, I have to go to bed. No, Billy, no. We're right. Like, it's like 5 seconds from the end. I'm going to bed. Signs off. Doesn't even give us a chance to like tell him, like, we're right there. Like, just signs off. It's like, no. It was one of the funniest and stupidest things I've ever seen in like playing Halo ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let you alternate with one now. You tell your VidMaster Challenge story.
It was exactly the same thing. It took me so long to get that one because the same thing. Like, people would quit right at the end, or someone would do something stupid. It's like, didn't you like have to stay alive? Like, you couldn't die or something?
Well, no, the Iron Skull was basically the resets from Halo 2, right? So like every time somebody would die, you'd have to go back to the last checkpoint.
All right, so favorite gaming moments. There's quite a few. Like, I definitely the first, or I guess the second level in Halo 1, when you get off like the crash ship and like you just see Halo for the first time. I remember that blowing my mind.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, because I played like Star Fox, which is kind of openish, but then also GoldenEye was like the go-to first-person shooter, and then the next game was Halo, so it was a really big difference for me.
Probably the first game that opened my eyes, like when I saw it, I was like just blown away. Mario Kart. When Mario Kart went 3D, because I was so used to Super Mario Kart, right? 2D little images going across the screen, and then 3D Mario Kart. It was like, what? I was like, no, this can't even be real. Like the N60, and we got Paper Mario. That's right, we got Paper Mario, Mario Kart 64. and Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of multiplayer games. My parents knew what they were doing when they got us that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I only ever had Star Fox, Star Wars Pod Racing.
That's a great game.
Yeah, I love that game. And then GoldenEye were the only games I actually owned. And then I only played like Smash Brothers and Duke Nukem.
Those are great games, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't mine, and also I was like 6 at the time, so it's not like I was going out to get those games.
Right.
Definitely my brothers.
The reveal of Halo 3 was one of the biggest things for me. Like in my entire life, I've never been so hyped for a game as Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would watch all the trailers, listen to the music. It was like Halo mania. I mean, there was not something that was bigger at that time in my life than Halo.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was the first trailer, the one when they're laying in the grass and then the bomb goes off. Oh, that's such a quick.
And then there was the Et Brute or Et Brute or whatever it was, and it was the Brute. And then there's the one where Master Chief's being held up by the Brute's arm. He's holding him. You know, I was like, what is going on? They had like the thing that showed that shield where they threw it on the ground and the shield pops up.
That was cool.
And then they're in that little labyrinth with all the brutes. That was a cool one too. That was it was epic. And then the first level, honestly, that was the biggest letdown of like my whole Halo 3 playtime was the first level, because the arrival is so cool. And they're like rebooting the Master Chief, and then you're just in this forest, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What does this have to do with anything?
So I know I'm jumping into your gaming moment, but
go ahead.
Hooking that game up to an HD TV, like I was blown away by the visuals of that game.
Oh yeah,
like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Well, that's like the only reason I can think that they would start in the forest is to show off the graphical capabilities of the Xbox 360 in the game, because that whole level didn't even need to be there.
No,
you could have started at the next level. I mean, it just wasn't it was kind of a letdown. You know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't bombastic enough.
Let's finish this fight. Okay, now I'm on a planet with a forest, walking through the jungle, killing elites and brutes. Like,
no elites, just brutes.
You're right. Well, no, Halo 3 is like the pinnacle of me and video gaming. Like, I've never been as hyped as I was for that game ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. I didn't even know Halo Reach was coming out until it happened. I don't know how.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm not.
Halo 3 ODST, I was pretty hyped for that too, because I was like, what? A non-Master Chief Halo game? Sign me up. I'll try it.
Well, I remember when they announced it as a DLC, so Halo 3 Recon. So I was like, oh, this is so cool. I've never seen like a DLC for first-person shooter before, at least campaign DLC. And then they changed it to a full game. I was like, I'm not buying this.
Well, it was a full game. It honestly was. I mean, think about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I ended up getting it later, and I loved it, but I didn't get it at the time.
Right. No, I think ODST is one of the best. It is really a return to form from Halo 1 almost, because you got the health bar and the health packs, and it's just a good game.
Yeah, if they had more than a year to make it, it would have been like a fantastic game.
100%. I guess that kind of leads into my topic, was game trailers and the evolution of them, right? I mean, in the 90s, you had the Play It Loud campaign with the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, and it's like, we're great, play it loud, you know, like the obnoxious. It was insane. It was like Nintendo was going through like a punk rocker phase. You know what I mean? With the Play It Loud campaign. Did you remember that at all?
A little bit, yeah.
They had like when the GameCube came out, they kind of tried to play on that with the Donkey Konga games, where they had like just people dressed up in ape suits going nuts. And then there's the Smash Bros. Reveal, where it's all your favorite Nintendo characters are running through the grass, and all of a sudden they start fighting. It's pretty great. But now, I mean, you pretty much just see gameplay footage, right? I mean, the graphics have gotten so good, they don't have to make up trailers anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the quirkiness.
I mean, if it's a cinematic trailer, you got to be worried, though, because a lot of times it's not remotely close to what's in the game.
Not evidence of what's going to happen. Yeah. Like, you never know what it's going to be when that's the case.
Yeah.
Game trailers, right? I mean, there used to be the cinematic trailers, because you'd never know what the gameplay footage was going to look like till you got it. And you see the box art, it'd be like, whoa, that looks so cool. Popping the disc. It's like, horrible looking.
Yeah, exactly. And then they did a live action trailers a lot for a while.
Yeah,
I don't see that as much now.
Well, yeah, unless you see Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I mean, Cyberpunk's, that's got to be one of the best reveals I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Then also like different types of marketing. So instead of just having like pure visual trailers, you actually have like marketing that transcends that, like the Hunt the Truth for Halo 5, which was better than the game itself. But
yeah, the trailer for Halo 5 like far outdid anything Halo 5 did.
Yes, it did.
Like
but
the whole,
there's some other games that are trying that out, where it's essentially you get some screenshots, so you sort of wouldn't know what it looks like, and then their marketing has nothing. It's not a trailer.
Well, you know, the best trailer I think it even won like some cinematic awards was the Dead Island trailer. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It was just so good. I was like, this game, if it can even live up to a half of what this trailer is showing, I am like emotionally there. This is a game I will play. Mm-hmm. And then I get the game and it's some drunk old dude at a hotel resort, and I'm like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
It's like I was totally about this family that's in like an unbeatable situation, mm-hmm. and they're trying to survive on the island. I was all about that, and then all of a sudden it's just some drunk dude. It's like, why? So I played like the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, this is just a ripoff of Dead Rising, which, by the way, I love Dead Rising, but
mm-hmm.
I have played a lot of Dead Rising. Mm-hmm. I played 1, 2, 3, 4, and the offshoot. What is it called? No, not Frank's Big Package. That was the PlayStation 4 version. Off the Record. Dead Rising 2 off the record. Yep. So that one's like basically going back to the original mechanics of Dead Rising 1. Mm-hmm. Adds back the photography, pretends like Frank is doing all the stuff that Chuck Green does. Yeah, it's good, but it's hilarious and it's kind of comical, right?
Yeah, it's such a weird, concept.
Franchise.
But, yeah.
Capcom.
Capcom's weird.
They are weird. As far as trailers go, the improvement has been that instead of seeing these beautiful cinematic trailers, now you see gameplay footage. It's probably a better thing, but it's not as cool.
It's definitely not as cool, but at least it's more representative, at least in some cases, if they don't end up cutting those levels.
Right. So you get a better sample of what you're actually going to be getting.
Yep.
Like all the Persona trailers, they have portions of the anime that is in the cutscenes, but they also have gameplay. So like you can kind of see what the visual style is going to be, and it's all stylish. So like that's just how Persona is. Like those reveals, you get a good sense of what the game is. Mm-hmm. Style wise, you have no idea what the game storyline is, but you know what the visual style is.
Exactly. We're gonna talk about some games that lied in their trailers, that where it's like, this is nothing.
Well, Dead Island.
Yeah, that's definitely
best example ever of a game trailer beating the crap out of the actual game. Like, I mean, that there is no game in my mind that was blatantly lying to their audience as Dead Island. Mm-hmm. That was such a failure. They had the perfect story, perfect just setup, and they just failed. I mean, how? Anyway.
Yeah, well, continuing with the zombie theme, the Walking Dead game that like was on PC and then they canceled it for consoles.
Oh, that
just recently. Mm-hmm. I mean, the cinematic trailers for that looked amazing.
What was the premise of that one?
I think you're just playing in the Walking Dead universe. I don't know if there was any building or anything like that. I think it was just a survival game. Gotcha. I didn't play it because they released on PC, was terrible, and they canceled it for console. It was made by the people who made Payday, so everyone was pretty excited for it. Off my head.
Oh, how about the trailers for the original Halo? Master Chief Waits. I see the incoming aliens.
Yeah, that E3 trailer was awful.
And Halo is a great game. I like the original Halo. That trailer though, it's like, what? It's like, this can't be real. And then I watched it. I was like, holy cow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess getting back to it's a demo, but the demo that they played for Halo 2 wasn't in the game. I don't know if that really counts. Yeah.
What do you mean?
The demo that they played at E3 and you can also get with some discs, what isn't in the game.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually like a whole different engine and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
How about Halo 2 for DS? That never happened.
No, it didn't. Though it's playable, apparently. I've seen video of it.
Yeah, I know you showed me some of that. Yeah, that happened, but I'm really surprised that it never came out. Sea of Thieves, before it was actually released, looked way better than what it was when it actually did release.
Yeah,
it was so misleading, I think, to a lot of people.
It really was.
And now it's kind of where it should have been when it was released.
Yep. Well, they made a joke in one of those trailers where it's like, when you can explore the depths of the ocean, it's like, and the question in the trailer is like, what's down there? And then they make a joke, well, we don't even know. We haven't finished it yet. And then you get the game and it's like, oh yeah, there isn't anything there.
Master Chief is not pleased.
No, he isn't. However, I have Master Chief's ship now in Sea of Thieves.
What?
Yeah, if you watch the the Xbox Mixer during E3, they gave away a free Master Chief ship. So you know how you have like that little like mermaid in the front of the ship? It's Master Chief with a spear.
That's awesome.
It is pretty sweet.
I have to say another it's kind of a two-sided story here. Kinect. Remember all the commercials for Kinect and how accurate and how they depicted it, and that was extremely misleading. I mean, the games when they actually came out, they were fun. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. Like Kinect Sports was a lot of fun. Kinect Adventure was a lot of fun. That Kinect Racing game was a lot of fun. But they completely misled the entire audience as to the accuracy of how it could pick you up on camera. I mean, there was no truth to the videos they were showing in the trailers at all.
Well, according to Peter Molyneux, which, he's known for lying about every other sentence, apparently the original demo Kinect that they were using to develop games was that accurate, and then they dialed it back because it was too expensive.
Oh, it would have been way too expensive. Well, it's still misleading. I mean, you misled the entire audience.
Yep.
Project Natal. Remember that? That was the whole... I watched a bunch of videos on that when they were working on it. I was like, oh, this is the future of gaming. Here we are, and they canceled Kinect 2.0. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I actually like Kinect 2.0. It was pretty nice. It was way better than Kinect 1.0.
Yeah, I never had it, so I don't know.
It was very accurate. It was good. A lot of fun.
However, the Science Center in Tennessee has a bunch of Kinect set up that you can do different activities in the Science Center using the Kinect. I don't know how that helps with this conversation, but it's not dead yet.
How about the reveal of the PS3 where they said it's this many times more powerful than the Xbox 360, and then every Xbox 360 game that was third party looked better on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, wasn't it because of the architecture or something, right?
Nobody knew how to program for the cell processor in the PS3. It was yeah. I guess that could be our third topic, Will, is game consoles that didn't live up to the promises that they gave.
Well, PS3, I guess, would be the first one.
Yeah, I mean, they basically said everything will look better on PS3, and they didn't. The first party titles, like Last of Us, any of the Infamous 2, that looked really good. Infamous 1 and 2. What was that? Not Indiana Jones, Uncharted. Those games, I mean, they looked really great, looked really good, but anything third party looked better on the Xbox because it was easier to program for.
Yep.
And I remember the logic was, well, if they're spending all their time programming for our console, they won't have time to do the Xbox 360 ports. So let's make it as hard as possible. That was a stupid idea.
It was really dumb. Yeah, it hurt them, but then they're making the sales back eventually.
They did. They ended up catching up at the end, but they had to take some massive losses to get there.
Yeah, well, they had to cut the price of the thing in half.
Yeah, well, the original
at $600,
and it cost $900 to make. Yeah, so they were losing $300 on every sale.
Do you remember the boomerang controller that?
Yeah, in the reveal. Yeah, that was insane. I was like, what? Yeah, it was this all silver console. I had a boomerang thing.
All I have to say is when I first saw that, I was like, I'm not getting that. That was the decision right there.
Well, we had an Xbox 360 at my house. My brother took it to college with him, and I was like, well, that sucks. I bought a PS3 because that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the Halo 3 edition Xbox 360, but that thing, the X clamps had a lot of issues with heating, so I had to end up getting rid of it at some point and got the Slims because they don't fail as much.
Yeah, they're much better.
Oh yeah. About the reveal of the Saturn. I mean, they made so many promises about what it was going to be, and then they just launched it without saying anything to anybody at a conference.
That was the one that they launched like 3 months or 6 months early, right?
Yeah, they just said they were at the thing. They're like, it's actually been on the shelf for 2 weeks. Like, what?
Yeah. Well, they screwed themselves because one, the developers making the games didn't know that was happening, and then two, the retailers didn't know, so they're always out of stock.
Right.
So
and then on top of all that, they had just promised that the 32X was the future, and that was that Genesis add-on.
Yep.
And the Sega CD, they had these add-ons. They were still selling in store for the previous gen. Who's gonna buy in the '90s? Who's gonna buy the previous gen in the '90s when the current gen is already out?
Yeah.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you
on the next CHRILLCAST.
Or maybe we won't. Roll the quartering. No.
Oh, CHRILLCAST. Okay.
Yeah, what? Anyways, cut. I see you've grown out the lumberjack beard there, Will.
I know. I need to trim it.
I don't know if it fits what we're talking about, but I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
The trailer for Catherine would make you think you're playing a questionable type of game.
Which you are. Don't make excuses, Chris.
But
they screwed themselves.
And they marketed the 32X as the future. It's not, because you have the Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow, this is the most boring, cold, callous person I've ever met in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Get her off the screen. I don't want to see her. Brie Larson.
Oh my God. You just had to get her into this.
Yeah.